G'day ladies and gents, welcome to War Thunder with Mags, and welcome aboard the F8F-1b. Now I've had a lot of questions recently regarding this aircraft, and what do I think of its current matchmaking? But that's not really the question that's been being asked. The question that's been being asked is, do I think that its battle rating of 6.3 is warranted? The answer is yes, I do. And this battle is why. Now this battle I'm squatted up with Grievous, one of my subscribers. He's in his F8F-1b and his is so new the paint is still wet. No upgrades on it, freshly unlocked. Mine, of course, is almost fully upgraded. The only upgrade I was missing at the time of this battle was the bomb pylons, and I'm seriously 1000 RP short of having those unlocked. So the plane, for all intents and purposes, is fully unlocked. The Allied team consists of P-51s, F8F-1bs, F8F-1s, B-17s and a single lone P-80 jet fighter. And judging by the speed it took him to get off the runway, I'd say his P-80 is completely new. The enemy team consists of D-13s, TA-152s and 3 HE-162s. So this is a 3-on-1 jet battle and I'm flying a prop. Not going to make much of a difference. Takeoff for this match was pretty standard, 30 degrees off the runway towards the thickest cloud bank at a 300 km/h maintained climb, passing 10,000 feet, continuing straight on, not turning into combat until I have enemy contact. I'm doing this mainly because I'm expecting 162s to be on the enemy team. This is the type of battle it is. I don't know they're here yet. Just continuing to climb. Heading up in towards 12,000 feet, and there is the first target lit up, HE-162, closing in at about equal altitude. Just letting Grievous know that the first target's been spotted. And I begin my turn. Turning gently, don't want to lose too much airspeed. Not turning directly towards the enemy, I want to continue climbing and come in slightly from behind. Turning the plane directly at the enemy will also put the sun directly in my face, which will affect my future spotting, so I do not want to do that. If I keep it off on an angle, I will generally get spots going on in the direction that I'm heading. I'm still going to be blind into the sun, but I'd rather have that spotting advantage on aircraft that are coming up into the engagement zone at the moment. The 162 has now moved within visual range of me, however, so I'm now red box. My position's been given away, so I am turning into the sun. Continuing my climb, second 162 has been spotted. They're beginning their engagement with the team, and I need to get above them so I can begin my dives and attacks on them. The entire enemy team has fallen into the main group, and they are grouped tightly. Just working out who's going to be my first kill. I've picked my first target, 3.4k out and closing fast. Keeping the WEP on, pushing the nose down, I want to get my airspeed up as much as I can. Catching a jet is not an easy thing to do in a prop, especially if they know you're coming and are throttled up themselves. He pulls tight underneath. Turn the WEP off so I can tighten up my turn distance. Follow him through the loop. He's pushing it back into a dive. Lead shot, took off his elevators, and he's in a dive. That's it, he is out. Nose back up. And that's jet kill number 1. So now they're down to 2 162s. Begin an approach in, looking for second target. Just getting some altitude again so I can reinitiate the dive. TA-152 below me was targeting me. I should have paid more attention to that, but I didn't. Just holding altitude, no need to dive until I'm in position to do so. I'm looking this furball directly below me. I need to go down and give some assistance down there. Tip it over. Second target is a Focke-Wulf 190 D13. I was going to sharpen up the dive then and move on the 162 below me, but this plane presented itself an easy kill, so there's the second kill. Pull straight back out for altitude, use that energy I gained in the dive to get back into the sky so I can dive again. Bring the plane around, select next target. Reinitiating dive. Keeping the WEP on here because I need the speed, taking the lead. Second jet kill, second HE-162 removed. Keeping the WEP on, moving out of the area. Just quickly let Grievous know that his tail's clear. And shots incoming. TA-152 has engaged me and I just took a hit from one of its 30mm shells. And this is one of the other changes that's been done to the Bearcat since the flight model that not a lot of people are talking about. The Bearcat is an extremely difficult aircraft to kill. It's extremely durable, but it's not hard to cripple. That single shell hit sent the fuselage red. It sent one wing pink and put a slight pink tinge to the tail. It's only, well, according to the card, it's only superficial damage to the aircraft, but it's shut down about 3/4 of my manoeuvrability. If I'm going to engage that last 162 or the remaining TA-152s or D-13s, I'm going to need a repair. This plane is not combat viable at this point. I do spot the 162 behind me and I try and bring it around. That is maximum turn, and you can see trying to attempt that turn, I'm actually pushing the plane very close to stall point because it tries to nose up. Take a swing, but the plane has no ability to yaw at the moment. I'm struggling to even keep it upright at this point. I've got to nose down to get my airspeed back up so I can get it back into level flight, and then I have to head back to base. There's just no way for me to continue this fight now. I shoot a quick message through to Grievous to let him know that I need to RTB right now, otherwise I'm going to die. He moves to provide me cover. Unfortunately, he doesn't manage to make it out of the battle zone. He buys me a window to be able to vacate the combat area and get a big enough gap that my red box drops so the enemy team has no idea exactly where I've gone. But it does cost him his plane. So I've landed and got my repair, rearmed and refueled. Now, my team has been pretty much wiped out in the process of doing this. The only ally I have left is the P-80 pilot. Now, he was getting a repair from critical damage, while I was on the runway as well, and a rearm for ammunition. He's yet to take a kill within the match, which reinforces my thought that this is probably a brand new jet, no upgrades, and a pilot that is possibly this is his first jet fighter. The enemy team still has a 162 and two D-13s, and two of the three pilots in question are the top players for the enemy team, so we're outnumbered 2-3. The P-80 goes nose to nose with the D-13, narrowly avoids getting taken out. I move my dive out of the clouds. The D-13 manages to avoid fire too, ducks just underneath my guns, stand on the elevators to bring it around, tighten the turn, pull the WEP off to tighten it up even more, drop back on tail, back to WEP to close distance, take a long distance lead, cripple the aircraft, following low over the treetops, just getting him back into gun range. I want to make this a clean kill. Miss. And there it is. Kill number 4. D-13 eliminated from the match, now it's 2-on-2. Heading back to the clouds. Now I'm actually using the P-80 here as a proxy spotter. He's flying below the clouds to increase his visibility, which works great for me, because anything he detects, I'm going to be able to see as well. Then I'll be able to move on the target through the clouds without being detected, to put myself into an optimal position to make a kill. Back in and disappear. I shallow up the climb a little bit here. Then I make a turn to head towards the enemy. Now I know approximately where they are, even though I can't see them. What's going on is I'm watching the bottom right hand corner of the screen. The enemy players don't know where we are, so they're farming AI, and the AI are clustered in particular positions on this map, so they've just given away their location, or at least the D-13 has. Now the cloud's starting to break, I take my look. He should be just ahead of me. Just checking out what the P-80's doing. And there's a target off to the right. Alright. Focke-Wulf 190. Let's make this kill 5. Now he's still engaging AI, so it's likely he doesn't know I'm here at the moment. I haven't been detected, although I will in the next few seconds. He's beginning to break away and gain speed, so he knows I'm coming now. Just keeping the WEP on, shallow dive. I don't want to lose altitude too fast. I may need it, but I need to get my airspeed up. D-13s are a fast aircraft. They're hard to catch. P-80 zooms underneath and goes for a shot. Misses. I put in a crippling hit. That critical took out its ability to roll, so that's just killed its maneuverability. Move back for the kill. Missed the second burst, but I'm not too worried at the moment. I still haven't got the 162 on radar. Pulls it back around. This guy was a good pilot. P-80 makes another pass and misses. I'm taking AAA fire from behind. For a second there I actually thought that was the 162, so I rolled it over to try and break contact. Realised it was AAA fire and reinitiated. Take a clip there from AAA, no damage. Just trying to get my lead. He's blown all his energy. There it is. Kill 5, ace in a day. And there's the 162. 2.5 out, closing fast. Nose down to treetop level. Brake left, then reverse. Put his guns on completely the wrong angle. Half loop, so I'm aimed towards him. Now I'm never going to catch him. I've just blown all my energy getting back to altitude, but I've made it difficult for him to be able to continue the attack on me. Unfortunately, I am still taking AAA fire, and I am a little worried about engaging this last 162 right over the top of the enemy side of the map, where he has AAA assistance. I want to clear out of the area, so I'm nosing down. I have to get back across this river. I have to get to an area where I'm clear of AAA fire before I engage. .162 is back on my 6. Again, I'm not worried. He's closing in fast, just waiting. Wait till him to get to about 1 kilometre, then stand on the elevators hard, brake turn. Reverse underneath him, again, back into a loop. Wet back on to get airspeed back up. And this pilot's good. There's a reason why he's the last man standing on his team. He is booming and zooming like a boss. Just angle off to the right, making sure I'm well and truly clear of all AAA fire. Now, it was at about this time I realised that this was a one-on-one fight. The P-80 has crashed. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he's out of the match, so it's just me and the 162. Into a barrel roll, aileron roll out. 162 is clearing the area again. Now, there's only one effective way for me to end this match at the moment. I'm going to have to nose this guy. He's not going to let me get close enough to get guns on him, and he has the speed advantage enough to do it. And he's a skilled enough pilot to make sure that happens. In terms of durability, why the Bearcat cannot retain its maneuverability after taking a hit, it can still survive the hit and keep flying. The 162 cannot. They're made of glass. If they take a direct hit, it will destroy them. So climbing up some altitude here, I'm going to need it just in case I have to dive down to the ground. Just checking details and confirming the P-80 has been eliminated. 162 is making its turn. Maintaining 350 kilometers an hour. Just take a clip from AAA there, just duck down a little bit, change course. I do not need AAA hits right now. He goes for the high. I take the shot, light him on fire, I take a hit to the left wing, bank out. Plane's maneuverability is wrecked, but it's still flying, but the 162 is out of here. And there it is, kill 6. And this match is over. So let's go check out the results. So, results for the match. First place on the team with 6 kills, 3 162s, 3 D13s. Final blow, Punisher Epic Award, 1500 Silver Lion Battle Trophy, 120,175 Silver Lions, and 10,610 base RP with no modifiers. That would have been much more had I been researching another aircraft with the modifiers attached. However, my US tree is complete. It was, however, enough for me to finish the bomb pylons. So that's it, the 1B Bearcat is fully upgraded. So, not a bad match, and that is why I think the 1.63 battle rating on the 1B Bearcat is completely warranted. In the right hands, this thing will devastate teams, even with an advantage in jets. It is a monstrous aircraft if it's flown correctly. In fact, if it was to have its BR rating reduced at all in any way, shape or form, this aircraft would become the most powerful seal clubbing plane in the game. It would be virtually unstoppable against teams of lower ranked propeller driven aircraft. It's just that much of a monster. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.